My Hometown, brought to you by Giuseppe Pizzeria. Bring home real pizzeria pizza taste. Bring home Giuseppe by Dr. Utker.
You know, seeing a young person get that, it was, a big shock in the whole community, I think.
We cried for a couple weeks, and then we were like, okay, that's enough of that.
He wants to make it clear to people that he's Steve Barber and he's all there.
ALS, 3 letters that change your lives forever.
What are you doing here? Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Hi, Stewie. Bobby.
Hey, Joe. How's it going, buddy? Good game.
So, we won one here, huh?
So look, did you notice this? Steve shaved off his whole beard. He's no competition to you anymore.
But he has more gray than me, though.
Just like a little bit.
Hey, so they were talking to me yesterday. I said, the biggest thing he says, he's the best skater that came out of St. Thomas. Couldn't stop though, eh, Bob?
Oh, no.
He could fly, but he couldn't stop.
He could go fast, though.
Yeah. I love it.
The bond between Joe Thornton and Steve Barber was forged as teenagers in their hometown of St. Thomas, Ontario, and has remained a constant, even as their lives have drastically changed.
When did you guys first meet? How did you become friends?
But we probably started hanging out when we were probably 17 or 18 years old. And then he actually came to Boston, lived with me in Boston for a year.
What was that like?
It was great. We had such a good time together. And then he actually moved with me to DeVos during the lockout, that first lockout in 2004. And just another good year over there together. But yeah, we've had a lot of fun over the years, and still having fun now.
Together, they've shared in the highs and lows of Joe's NHL career. Then, in January of 2004, Steve's world was turned upside down. At the age of 25, he was diagnosed with ALS, a motor neuron disease with no known cure.
We kind of knew something was wrong. He was tripping and falling and just a couple of weird things like that, dropping things.
As time went on, he did go to a doctor, and then it took a year to diagnose him because ALS was the very last thing that they looked at because he was way too young. So a year later, they take Steve in and talk to him, and then they call Bob and I in and tell us, like, I'm sorry, your son has ALS, and there's nothing we can do for him. He will die.
I wouldn't say it was a drastic change right from the beginning. It kind of, just kept creeping up on him.
When you're going through it, you don't really notice it as much. When you look back, it's a little bit more jarring to see, Steve standing and walking and partying with the boys and doing all that kind of stuff to being in a wheelchair and dependent on ventilation to breathe. Obviously, we were all extremely upset. He was 25 years old. It was terrible. But Steve pretty well put his head down right afterwards and said, okay, well, you know what? Let's try to figure out how to fix this.
For Steve, feeling sorry for himself was never an option. He focused on finding a cure, and Joe's influence played a big role in Steve forming Believe Army, a charitable foundation raising funds to fight ALS.
Joe's been really supportive. He's supported our walks and our golf tournament. He's done a couple of charity things actually in San Jose as well that he's given the proceeds to us for.
Just anything I can do to help him out. He always, constantly thinking of things for me to get for him, and usually I try to do my best, but I've done a good job, for him over the last 10 years.
We are here to complete the Ice Bucket Challenge for ALS awareness.
We're doing this for our good friend Steve Barber.
We've been able to raise over $250,000 from the walks, and then between all of the rest of our events, another $250,000. So we're at about $500,000 that we've been able to fundraise over the past 13 years, and that's all because of local support.
We've had so much support from St. Thomas. It's just incredible. Everything we do is supported right to the nines.
Here, Lindsay, you can carry those home.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you. You like it?
You can play net with the Jones stick. Eh? Let the nephew shoot on you. New shoes?
Yeah, he thinks he looks like Jax Teller from Sons of Anarchy.
Any new tats? No?
No, none since
No?
the summer. Big picture, Joe Thornton.
Yeah.
He's still loving, every day, and he enjoys his time. And I don't know, when I get home, I'd like to go over and see him and have some laughs with him.
They said 2 to 5 years, that he would have 2 to 5 years to live, and there was nothing really that they could do about it. 13 years later, he's, beating the odds.
How proud are you of him?
Oh, so proud. He's one of the few that has taken a hold of this thing he has, and he's run with it. He's made such a positive influence in our community and beyond.
My Hometown, brought to you by Giuseppe Pizzeria. Bring home real pizzeria pizza taste. Bring home Giuseppe by Dr. Utker.